Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Sidewinder. Okay, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself, just to make sure I have everything the way I want it to be, to make sure I don't forget anything, because she's got a lot of detail to her. So I got to make sure that I have everything fitting in here. And to make sure I don't forget anything too. So I know you can't quite see anything because it's pencil, but that's okay. I'm going to switch over to Sharpie in a second, and then you'll be able to see much better. I just need to make sure I get everything down that I want in here, and then you'll be able to see once I switch. Okay, this is mostly for me. Well, it's 100% for me, you know, because you can't see it. Or maybe you can. I really won't know until after I watch the video. Let's see, I'm going to have her hand on her hip. Let's do like that. Okay, she's got her shirt wrapped up like that. Okay, let's see, there's the whip. Let's see, there's a knife hanging off. Got the bandage. Let's see, what else? Let's have her hand, how about up? And she'll be waving high. That's what she'll be doing. Okay, hopefully it's not too high, right? Yeah, right at the edge. That'll work. Let's see. Okay, and let's see if I can get all this in. Let's see, I don't want to cover up. I don't want to cover up just one eye. Because she's got them snake eyes, right? So we've got to make sure that we get that in there. So I got to draw out her whole face to make sure I can fit it all in. Let's see. Yeah, that might work. No, that's too high. See, that's what a sketch is for, is to make sure I get everything in the right area. That mouth is way too high. That'll work. Okay, that's good for that. Let me draw in some hair, and then I can draw in her hat. Okay. And then the rest of her hair, right? Okay, and collar down there. Do the collar way too high. Something like that. Okay, I think I'm about ready to get started. And the rest will take care of with color. But as far as the drawing, I think I'm ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Sharpies. Start off with a thin Sharpie. You're welcome to start off with, or continue with a pencil, or start with a Sharpie. It's up to you. But I'm going to start with a fine point Sharpie just to make sure I get this part right. I'm going to get her eyeball in here because I want to make sure I get the snake eye in, right? So this is kind of tricky here. I'm just going to make sure I get the pupil in, and then that line. That's it. That's mostly what I wanted to get, and that's why I wanted to make sure I used the fine Sharpie to make sure I didn't lose anything. And then I'll just draw a few more little details for the face with the fine Sharpie here. And then I'll switch over to the bigger Sharpie for everything else. Okay, and I think, you know, let's do the edge of her face real fast. I think I'm about ready to switch over, and I'm going to I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit because that other Sharpie is so thick that it's going to look odd if I just start changing it up. Okay, so I'm going to switch over now. Cross my fingers that this works, and I'm going to kind of cover up some of her eye with the hat here, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to kind of follow it along and do that. And that's all I wanted, just to make sure you can see the top of that eye. So that's perfect. That came out exactly how I wanted it to be. So, oh, you know what? I almost forgot. Jesus, the whole snake at the top here. So I'm going to bring it down from the bottom. I'm going to draw the head up like this, and then draw the bottom of it, and it's wrapping around itself, so I'm kind of doing like that. And then luckily, because of the rest of the sketch, I know where everything's going to be, so I'm not messing anything up. Okay, but I'm going to come back with the fine Sharpie real fast and add this like tiny little snake eye over here too. Okay, since I didn't quite get it in the sketch. I almost completely forgot. It's like one of the whole things, right? Silly. So, okay, so I'm going to cover up the rest of the hat there on that side. Then I'm going to bring up the top of the hat like this. And then finish it out to back here. And now I can draw the rest of it. I can draw her little whippy hair she's got going like this. And her shirt is in front of the hair here, but the hair is in front of the shirt over here. So I'm going to draw the hair over here. And I'm just kind of making this up. Just some kind of hair looking techniques. Okay, and so now I can draw the collar like this into that hair. And then here, the collar to her neck. Like this, and now it can disappear with the hair. So now I can just do something like that, and I'm just kind of making it up, you know. Color is going to take care of all that and hide our mistakes, so to speak. Okay, so now let's draw the rest of her. Her arm is back behind this part of her body, so I'm going to draw this next. She's got some lines from her shirt being up. Her arm being up, so I'm going to draw a couple of crease lines like this, and when you raise your hand up, this shoulder comes up higher than this one just because the muscle gets extended. So I have it up just a little bit. So let's draw to about right there is where his shirt is going to fold over. So I'm going to draw it down like this. So I can draw her elbow down to the rest of her arm like that, and it's kind of up and waving. So I'm going to draw her forearm to her hand, and this is not too hard. I've got it sketched out, so I can pretty much just draw like this. I can pretty much follow the sketch that I did and show that she's kind of got her hand out, kind of just a howdy hey, you know, like that. And so now I can draw the rest of her. Let's draw her other arm. Her shoulder out like this, down to her elbow. And same thing, I'm going to draw the fold in the shirt. Then I'm going to draw a couple of creases, like that, in her back to her sweater, because she's got the sweater shirt kind of tied around, hanging around her waist right there. So let's draw her other hand, and oh, you know what? I didn't draw like the glove stuff. We're just going to do like that, and that'll take care of the gloves that she's wearing. Okay, so same thing here. I'm just going to kind of draw the other parts of her hand, and she's got kind of her hand on her hip, so I kind of have it like this, and that'll take care of where it's hitting here, because there's other stuff over here too that's going to kind of cover and hide and get in the way. So one of the things is like this water canteen pack, so I'll go ahead and just do that, and that'll start with the stuff that's on her, because she's got a whole bunch. So because her shirt's wrapped around her in like this little sweater, the sleeves are hanging like this, and it's knotted up like that right there. And she's got the other one like that. The other sleeve is hanging down pretty much like that, like the other one. And that's covering up some belts and stuff that she has here. So she's got quite a few, like one on that canteen, and then there's a whip hanging down. So we're just going to do that, and then we're going to do a couple of extra little whip extensions, I guess, pieces of the whip, loops of the whip, loops. Couldn't think of that word. Loops is what we were just drawing. Extra loops, and there's like a knife hanging down, something like that. So that'll take care of this. So now we can draw her legs. So I'm going to come down like this, and I'm going to bring it in like that just a little bit, because instead of a knee pad, she has bandages. And so I'm just going to kind of do like this. And then I'm going to come back with the Sharpie and add sharper lines. That way it stands out a little bit more. Oof, the Sharpie's dying. It stands out a little bit more, looks a little different than just these big fat lines I'm putting everywhere, you know? And you don't have to do exactly like I'm doing. I'm just adding different lines, different places, just to kind of give it a certain look and style. If yours looks different, there you go. That's how you draw. This is how I draw. Watch this, one more. Woo, like that, just to give it some fun, you know? Okay, switching back over to my big Sharpie. I'm going to draw down to about right there. That's where she has straps holding another knife on the other side. This, draw her leg, her pants, I guess, draw another strap, and then I can continue with her legs like this. And down to that knee, to the pant leg like that. Let's go ahead and draw that little knife. Not much to it. Like that. That's all we got to do for that. There's buckles here, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to keep going. So now we just got to draw her boots. And her boots are pretty simple. It's just standard Fortnite boots. Like this. Down to her heel. Same thing here. Pants are down to the boot. Like that. And so I'll show you the same thing at the same time. So I'm going to do the front of the toe down to here. So I'm going to do the front down to there. I'm going to bring it over, up, into the heel. So over, up, into the heel. So because it's facing straight at you, it's a little different to draw, but I'm just kind of showing you how it's all pretty much the same thing, you know? You just depends on how you do it. Okay, and I'm going to draw her treads like that. And with the rest I can take care with color, but for now, that is Sidewinder. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.